Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today, we're diving headfirst into one of the most profound and enduring debates in human thought: free will versus predestination. Do we truly have the power to choose our own paths, to shape our destinies according to our own free will? Or are our lives, our choices, and our very beings preordained, locked into a predetermined course by fate or some other cosmic blueprint? It's a question that cuts to the very core of who we are, what it means to be human, and how we navigate this journey we call life. Buckle up, folks, because this is a philosophical roller coaster that will twist and turn through the very essence of our existence. Our journey will take us from the ancient Greeks, wrestling with the concept of fate and the will of the gods, to modern neuroscience labs, where researchers peer deep into the brain's intricate workings. We will explore the thoughts of towering figures like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, who grappled with the nature of choice and responsibility. We'll delve into the fascinating world of quantum physics, where some theories suggest that randomness might play a role in our decisions, challenging the very foundations of determinism. We'll explore the arguments of those who believe in a deterministic universe, where every action is a consequence of prior events, leaving no room for true freedom of choice. And of course, we can't forget the spiritual and religious dimensions of this debate. From ancient Eastern philosophies to Western religions, the question of free will versus predestination has shaped our understanding of our place in the cosmos for millennia. But this isn't just an abstract philosophical exercise. The implications of this debate resonate deeply in our daily lives. How we view this issue has profound consequences for our legal systems, our moral compasses, and even our personal relationships. If our choices are predetermined, can we truly hold people accountable for their actions? How do we grapple with concepts like guilt, punishment, and redemption if free will is but an illusion? Let's dive into the deep end of free will. What does it mean to have free will? We make choices daily, from breakfast to career paths. Saying "I love you" feels like a free choice. But what if this sense of agency is an illusion? Determinists argue every action is causally determined. Our lives, like dominoes, follow a predetermined sequence. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but I can still feel it, this freedom to choose. What about my thoughts, my feelings, my conscious experience? Neuroscience offers glimpses into decision-making. Benjamin Libet's 1980s experiments challenged conscious free will. Libet found brain signals preceded conscious awareness of decisions. The brain initiates actions before we're aware of choosing. These findings suggest our conscious experience might be an afterthought. Before we dismiss free will, let's explore compatibilism, which reconciles free will and determinism. Compatibilists argue that free will and determinism can coexist. They believe free will is about acting according to our desires, even if those desires are determined. For example, choosing to eat cake is influenced by many factors, but as long as the choice aligns with our desires, we are acting freely. Compatibilists redefine free will as acting in accordance with one's internal states. This brings us to a crucial question: the implications of these ideas for morality and responsibility. If our choices are not truly free, if they are ultimately the product of forces beyond our control, can we truly be held accountable for our actions? Should we punish criminals if their crimes are simply the inevitable outcomes of a predetermined chain of events? These are not easy questions, and they cut to the very heart of our justice systems, our ethical frameworks, and our understanding of what it means to be human. And as we delve deeper into the arguments for and against predestination in the next part of our exploration, we'll continue to grapple with these profound dilemmas. So, stay tuned, because the rabbit hole of free will versus predestination goes much deeper. We've explored free will and its philosophical roots and the neurological machinery of decision-making. Now let's journey to predestination, where destiny's threads weave our fate. Every choice, every event preordained. Our lives, a cosmic script. From birth to final farewell, every triumph, every tragedy, a note in existence's symphony. One of the most well-known forms of predestination arises from the realm of theology. In certain religious traditions, the concept of a divine being possessing omniscience, the ability to know all past, present, and future events, inevitably leads to questions about free will. If God knows everything that will happen, including our every decision and action, does that not imply that our lives are, in some sense, preordained by His divine plan? This is the heart of theological predestination, the belief that a higher power has already chosen who will be saved and who will not, irrespective of their earthly deeds. Perhaps the most well-known proponent of this doctrine is John Calvin, a prominent figure in the Protestant Reformation. Calvinism, with its emphasis on God's absolute sovereignty and predestination, has had a profound impact on Christian thought, sparking fierce debates and shaping the course of history. Calvin argued that God, in his infinite wisdom, has already chosen certain individuals for salvation, a select group known as the elect. This selection, he maintained, was not based on any merit or action on the part of the elect, but rather on God's own inscrutable will. But predestination isn't confined to the realm of faith and spirituality. It also finds a foothold in the scientific domain, particularly in the form of determinism. This philosophical perspective, often associated with classical physics, posits that the universe operates according to fixed, immutable laws. Imagine the universe as a giant, intricate clock. Every gear, every spring, every tiny component moves in a predictable, predetermined manner, governed by the unchanging laws of physics. In such a universe, there is no room for chance, for randomness, or for genuine free will. Think of Isaac Newton and his laws of motion. These laws, established centuries ago, describe with remarkable accuracy the movement of objects, from the fall of an apple to the orbits of planets. If we knew the precise position and momentum of every particle in the universe at a given moment, according to classical determinism, we could theoretically predict the entire future with perfect accuracy. Every event, every choice, every seemingly insignificant action becomes a mere consequence of prior events, stretching back in an unbroken chain of cause and effect to the very beginning of time. So, where does this leave us? Trapped in a deterministic web, our destinies predetermined by forces beyond our control? It's a question that has haunted humanity for centuries, and as we'll explore in the next part of our journey, there are no easy answers. We'll delve into the potential cracks in the deterministic armor, exploring concepts like chaos theory and quantum mechanics, which introduce elements of randomness and uncertainty into our understanding of the universe. We'll examine whether free will and determinism can truly coexist, or if they represent irreconcilable perspectives on the nature of reality. And most importantly, we'll continue to wrestle with the profound implications of these ideas for our lives, our choices, and our understanding of what it means to be human. So, buckle up because the journey is far from over. We've explored determinism, a universe governed by inviolable laws. But what if there are cracks in this facade? Enter chaos theory, studying systems sensitive to initial conditions. The butterfly effect suggests small events can have profound consequences. Quantum mechanics introduces superposition and entanglement. These challenge classical determinism, suggesting randomness at the fundamental level. So, where does this leave us in our grand debate? Can free will and determinism be reconciled, or are we forever caught in a philosophical tug-of-war? Some suggest we've been asking the wrong question. Maybe it's about embracing the paradox, holding both perspectives. Free will and determinism might be two sides of the same coin. We make choices that feel free and authentic. Yet our choices are shaped by biological, social, and environmental factors. Compatibilism attempts to bridge the divide. It's about acting according to our desires even if they're caused. Living with this paradox, embracing the tension between free will and determinism, might not offer easy answers or neat resolutions, but it can open up new ways of thinking about ourselves, our place in the universe, and the choices we make. It invites us to acknowledge the complex interplay of forces that shape our lives, while also embracing the responsibility that comes with the capacity to act. We can acknowledge the influence of our genes, our upbringing, and our environment, recognizing that these factors play a role in shaping who we are. But we can also recognize the power of conscious choice, the ability to reflect on our values, set goals, and strive towards a future that aligns with our aspirations. This isn't about denying the complexity of the human experience or pretending that we're somehow separate from the intricate web of cause and effect that governs the universe. It's about finding a way to live authentically, to make choices that resonate with our deepest values, even as we acknowledge the limits of our understanding and the mysteries that may forever lie beyond our grasp. And what about morality? If our choices are shaped by forces beyond our control, does that diminish our responsibility? This conversation forces us to grapple with justice, punishment, and redemption. Should someone preordained by their genes or upbringing be held accountable like someone with free will? Perhaps punishment should focus on rehabilitation and restoration. This encourages a nuanced understanding of human behavior. Ultimately, it challenges us to reflect on the nature of consciousness and our responsibility. So, here we stand, at the precipice of a question that has haunted humanity since we first looked up at the stars and pondered our place in the grand cosmic scheme. Do we have free will, the power to shape our own destinies, to choose our paths through the labyrinth of life? Or are our lives preordained, our every thought and action etched into the fabric of reality since the beginning of time? We've journeyed through the annals of philosophy, explored the depths of religious doctrine, and even delved into the fascinating world of neuroscience and quantum physics, searching for an answer, a definitive resolution to this age-old debate. And yet, the ultimate answer remains elusive, shrouded in a mist of mystery that seems to defy our most ardent attempts at comprehension. Perhaps, as some have suggested, the very nature of this question renders it unanswerable, a profound paradox that our finite minds are simply ill-equipped to grasp. Maybe the truth, if there is a singular truth to be found, lies beyond the realm of human comprehension, forever hidden from our view. It's tempting in our quest for certainty to crave a definitive answer, a clear-cut resolution to this enduring dilemma, but perhaps the true wisdom lies in embracing the ambiguity, in finding meaning in the very mystery itself, for it is in the space between certainty and doubt, in the tension between our deepest desires for freedom and the humbling realization of our interconnectedness with a vast and complex cosmos, that we discover the richness and depth of the human experience. Embracing the mystery doesn't mean abandoning our search for understanding or resigning ourselves to a life of passive acceptance. It simply means acknowledging the limits of our knowledge, embracing the unknown, and finding beauty in the questions themselves. It means recognizing that the human story, both individually and collectively, is still being written, and that we, as conscious beings, have the extraordinary privilege of participating in this grand unfolding narrative, even if we may never fully comprehend the forces that shape its course. So, what does it mean to embrace the unknown, to live with the paradox of free will and predestination? Perhaps it begins with a shift in perspective, a willingness to release our grip on the need for absolute certainty and embrace the inherent ambiguity of the human condition. It means acknowledging the profound influence of our genes, our upbringing, our culture, and countless other factors that shape our thoughts, beliefs, and actions, while also recognizing the power of conscious choice, the ability to reflect, to learn, to grow, and to strive towards a future that aligns with our deepest values. It means finding comfort in the unknown, not as a source of fear or paralysis, but as a wellspring of possibility, a vast canvas upon which we can paint our own unique and ever-evolving stories. It means recognizing that the journey itself, the exploration, the questioning, and the striving, is just as important, if not more so, than arriving at a final destination. And so, our exploration of free will versus predestination, while perhaps not reaching a definitive conclusion, has led us to a deeper understanding of ourselves, the universe, and the intricate tapestry of interconnectedness that binds us all. It has challenged us to confront our assumptions, to question our beliefs, and to embrace the profound mystery that lies at the heart of the human experience. But most importantly, it has reminded us that the conversation is far from over. The questions remain as vital and relevant as ever, beckoning us to continue exploring, to continue questioning, and to continue shaping our own unique and ever-evolving understanding of what it means to be human. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the depths of one of humanity's most enduring questions. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more mind-expanding content, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe in free will, predestination, or something in between? Let's keep the conversation going.